Stimulus check update, child tax credit, FedNow app, American Families Plan and American Jobs Plan update in this video. Your stimulus check updated information, the American Families Plan, American Rescue Plan payments and child tax credit are weekly to everybody. There is another 25 billion Social Security SDI that must head out to those of you haven't received a payment. Within this video guide, we shall over some details on how you can get your payment. Suppose you have never received a stimulus check previously, there is an excellent way to do that. There is a way to get that stimulus out finally. They have already sent out 160 million and 769 million payments. There's a lot of payments which have to head out. And a lot of you may have received a little check a couple weeks ago, and you may be getting a much larger check. So there's a lot of new details on this stimulus check when it is going out weekly. There will be more checks heading out, likely another 3 million payments going out. We are attempting to pay a lot of the details in this video. Recurring payments. There is a recurring payment. It is going to be starting next month in July. So if you don't know about that information, you may be receiving a lien next month. And even if this new American household strategy goes through, they might even get some automatic stabilizer. That will be so. Allow me to go over a lot of those details in this video. So there is this push for this 4 stimulus check, and it's essential because many payments went out to everyone and there are still many payments that aren't likely to be heading out to everyone. Unemployment. This unemployment is going on right now. A lot of these states are going to be dropping unemployment. Many of these states are saying that they are having a work deficit problem because individuals are sitting home collecting unemployment. That could be possibility, but that's precisely what a number of these countries do. President Biden might not stretch this September 6th unemployment outside anymore. He probably may think that the unemployed people are sitting at home. But that does not mean they are not likely to work out a way to attempt to acquire more stimulus out there. Everybody attempt to get payments out to everyone. I do believe that they finally will have some universal basic income. I don't know its form, yet it is likely to be this automatic stabilizer that a great deal of these Democrats is pushing forward. Today, President Biden has no control over these invoices and the stimulus. I mean, the previous president had no control over it. It was Nancy Pelosi in the House of Representatives. She has to put these together. She has to put these significant stimulus plus plans together. She has got to get that passed from the Home Representatives. Then it moves across the Senate. The Senate must put it together and moved forward. Americans Job Plan. This American Jobs Plan will be this infrastructure program attempt to get individuals back to work. There is no stimulus in that program, but there is something in probably in the Americans Family Plan. FedNow app. To find that setup today, I think that just by studying the National Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, it seems like he will try to place this FedNow coin together. Attempt to drop an app into people's mobile phones, and then folks will have the ability to spend that into the economy. Federal Reserve. What is Federal Reserve? If you don't understand, the Federal Reserve is the company, the banking cartel company that puts the money together and prints the money, gives it to the treasury, and can turn around and spend it in the market. So that's Federal Reserve, and they are going to try and bypass Congress and going to attempt and bypass banks, move straight to people. Americans job plan. The American jobs plan is precisely what it is. It will deliver jobs and opportunities that people deserve. That's what President Biden is saying, that this will be something that they strove to do following World War II. They're trying to get this extensive giant opportunity. This job opportunity plan is moving forward, and that you understand we live in a society that is somewhat different from following World War II. We don't have plenty of manufacturing plants anymore. We do have a good deal of, we are exporting our products to places like China, but now it seems as though they are going to attempt to find this more. You understand the job plan moving forward today. The American families plan is going to be more geared towards stimulus. Americans families plan. So the American family program says to grow the middle course, expands benefits of economy, grows to all Americans, and leave the United States more competitive. President Biden explained his American families plan. Now the American families strategy is like to get passed through Senate. A lot better American jobs plan. It might be a little bit more challenging to get it passed through the House and get it passed through the Senate. To get bill passed, you have to get Republicans on board. If they cannot get at 10 on board in the Senate, none of those bills will undergo. Therefore, it does not matter. They could discuss it all day, but right now, every week, that the Treasury is sending out more payments. Who filed their tax return 2020 will get stimulus check. Last week and then next week, there's probably going to be another near 2 million checks that will go out. Now here's what happening is people are submitting their 2020 filings. Now you can file free tax return with the free tool. And if you are never filed your filing in the past and you want to acquire a stimulus check, there is a free filing tool on the Treasury site. You should go there and you also fill out that filing tool online and you put your data there, attempt to place banking info. If you can, direct deposit is going to be the best way to get your stimulus. But if you direct deposit cash into your account, then you are going to receive it quickly. But you got to establish a bank account. To do that, if you have not a bank account set up, there is a whole lot of great online banks. You can go to make sure they are FDIC insured. That means your deposit is insured. When file a tax return, make sure that you add these things. What you want to do is a few things. Here you ought to make sure to add dependents on there if you have a children. In case you have a grandparents, add those dependents. If you didn't receive your initial and second assess the stimulus check, it is the retrieval lien credit. Usage that portion of the free filing tool set that information there. You never obtained your first and second stimulus, and if the Treasury sees, they are going to say, okay, we owe you 3 stimulus. Fundamentally, they will give you the $1,200, the $600 and the $1,400 and any dependents which you have in there. So there could be a huge stimulus check for you, but you need to visit the free non-filer tool website on the Treasury website. Fill out that information and you file and find that in there. It is the quickest way. That manner you may upgrade your bank account. You can add an address. It is a simple way to acquire information from the Treasury so they can't send those payments out. The payments are going to be for the ones that filed in 2019 but had a much better year in 2019. But maybe 2020 was not a very good year, and they are going to upgrade the differences between the two, and they are going to end up for you card up to that $1,400. Maybe you only received like a 200 check a few weeks ago. They might give you a 1200 check to find those payments caught up. Where it is coming from our status of stimulus check. If you do not know where it is coming from, I suggest you get my payment tool section of the treasury site, and after that it is possible to see the status of your payment. Once you see the payment status, you will know when those evaluations were sent out and when they are going out. Child tax credit. You have got the child tax credit that's coming up, and they wish to stretch that out. So those about 40 million households out there that don't have children, they are going to attempt to find that. And that will be where people will probably be finding that child tax credit. They probably tried to sneak it into that automatic stabilizer to find that payment setup. But now the media secretary said that Biden is happy to hear from a variety of thoughts on what might be most effective and what most important to the economy moving ahead. Now when I read this, I think President has no control over these stimulus plans. He places them together. Maybe his proposal to Congress, but Congress has to be the people in the House Representatives. It must be most of the people in the Senate. So right now 100 Democrats are coming together to compose letters into the president attempt to get more economic aid. If the president had some power, he would not even waste his time. He would start writing checks and moving them out, and he cannot do that. Must await Congress to perform. Letter of child tax credit. Now also you could be receiving a letter. That letter will give you the detail of your child tax credit. Also going to give you the particular of your stimulus check and just how much you received. So then the child tax credit is going to kick in the following month in July. It is a recurring payment. It is monthly check coming into everyone. When you have kids under the age of 6, you get $300 check, and 17 years of age you receive $250 recurring payment. In December, they will attempt to find the American Families Plan to push ahead. What that'll do is extend that child tax credit out through to the year 2025. People who do not have kids. Now those of you who are asking, I don't have any children, I would like to get a stimulus. They are trying to drive in there. That's what they are. I think that they are going to attempt and utilize that automatic stabilizer to do so. The automatic stabilizer will be predictable on the financial information that comes through. So if the unemployment rate rises, they take the checks back. If they do not take stimulus back, they don't send out checks. And if the unemployment drops, then they will send out stimulus check. So that is precisely what I think will be people that don't have kids will still receive a stimulus check. But we must wait for we got to await Congress to get this done. And that's kind of the situation we are in. And I mean precisely the same thing that happened last year. We had to sit there and wait for Congress required the temptation action done. And then we need to go 9 months and then wait another $600 that the last president put together eventually. He got that done, but he signed it into law, and then it was done. And the people got their stimulus checks, and the same thing for your American Rescue Plan.